everyone. Welcome to our 8A series. Today, our video is going to be about how much money are 8A companies really making. What I'd like to do is show you how you can do some research on 8A companies if you'd like to do that on your own. So today I'm going to do a live demonstration to show exactly how much 8A companies are making, how much they made in 2017, how much they're making to date in 2018. And remember, with the federal government, your fiscal years are where you need to start. There's first, second, third, and fourth quarters. So after we get to the fourth quarter, we start all over with a new year. And every new fiscal year starts October 1st. So we're in the fourth quarter of 2018 already. 2019, first quarter starts October 1st of 2018. So let's get started. I'm Michelle Brown. You guys know who I am. And I will be talking to you today about how much money you can make while you're in the 8A program. I'm Michelle Brown with Federal Certifications, Training, and Contracting Programs with FedBiz Exchange and FedBiz Now. So in this video, I will show you how much money 8A firms are winning with their 8A certification in federal contracts. So how many contracts are 8A firms really receiving? Well, in 2018, that's to date, and we're not done in 2018 as of yet, but there are actually 14,118 contracts out there. A lot of them are still active. A lot of them will go right into 2019. Some of them could have even been awarded in late 2017 or maybe during the middle of the fiscal year in 2017. But the total value of all of those contracts, the 14,118 contracts, is $25.3 billion. And that's really good. I mean, that's just for the 8A certification program. That does not include all of the other programs, all of the other certification programs. And remember that just because somebody is 8A does not mean that they don't have other certification programs that they're involved in. Like, you can be an 8A, you can be a woman-owned, you can be a hub zone, you can be considered, which 8A is considered small disadvantage, but you could be self-certified small disadvantage, but you could get opportunities in each of those areas, or you look very valuable to a contracting officer because they can take and put check marks next to your name to help meet their goals. So if they're trying to meet 5% for women and you're an 8A company, but you're also a woman-owned, that is outstanding because they can put 2 check marks next to you in your firm. In 2017, just last fiscal year, we had 40,886 contracts. Now remember, 2018 is not done. So, we have a few more billion to go, possibly maybe more. But in 2017, that 40,886 contracts was worth $29.1 billion. So looks like 8A companies are pretty busy, but here's my concern. My concern is only a small portion of 8A companies are getting the value of the program. And that's why I'm doing this series. That's why we're doing additional training as much as we can, because we need 8A companies to get these opportunities. If you get in the program, you should be getting these contracts. So that was 2017 fiscal year and 2018 fiscal year thus far. We have one more. In 2016, it looks like the numbers were down a little bit. There were only 33,587 contracts awarded to 8A companies, and that represented $19.8 billion. That's quite a bit of difference, and we don't want that number to go down anymore. We want that number to go up as much as possible. So I got sticky fingers today. So let me show you where I got this information from, because I want you to learn how to do your research. I'm always talking about doing your homework first. So if you want to get into the 8A program, This is what most people don't do unless they are our customer, of course. They don't do their homework. You need to know before you get in the 8A program which buyers will buy from you. Are there even any buyers that are spending money in the area where you want to get your 8A? You need to know these things. That doesn't mean that you don't get your 8A. It just means that you need to understand where you're going to spend your time bidding, looking for opportunities. Because if you know that, then you can hit the ground running. And all of our clients that come to us to do their 8As, they can hit the ground running. Because if they have anything to do with me, I'm going to tell them the truth. But if you look at this, you can see the 40,886 contracts. That was for 2017. That was a full year. That's a lot of contracts. And if I had this as a live report, which I'm going to show you how to do a live report, then you would see that all of the recipients that received one of those 40,000 contracts or more, they're listed in here. And I could download a report to look at all of these different types of contracts. It just gives me a lot of data, but it helps me to understand where 8As are actually winning most of their awards. And all you need is a couple to get started. All you need is for the SBA to help you with the first few. But like I tell you all the time, depend on yourself. Even if they're helping you, you help yourself. And all you need to do is understand how to do that. You keep listening to me, you keep watching my videos, you'll learn how to do that. You will get it. But the beginning to everything after you get your certifications and even before you get your 8A is to learn how to find opportunities and learn how to win. That's the most important thing. This is why you have people that get in, they're in for 5 years, and then they never get anything until their 5th or 6th year. That means that they actually wasted so much time, more time than you can ever imagine. And so you don't want that to be you. You don't want that to happen to you. So you need to know what you're doing before you get into the 8A program. So let's go ahead and run a spending report. I'm just going to switch over, and we're going to go and run a real spending report. I want to show you how to run a spending report for 8A certifications. So if you were to run a real spending report, what you would do is go to usaspending.gov, and then you're going to go to search, advanced search, click on advanced search, and then you will see this report where you can request whatever you want. So I want all of the 8A contracts, just like I showed you on the screen where I took a snapshot of the 40,886 contracts that were won in 2017. Well, let's do 2018, since that would be more current. So the first thing you want to do is you want to choose the fiscal year. Now, before I move on, I want you to know if you're having a difficult time finding something specific, you could put in keywords, any keyword that you want to describe the product or service that you're looking for. Sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't, but you keep trying with the keywords. If you don't know what your NAICS codes are, you're not getting what you need to find, you would always start with keywords, okay? But in this case, we know what we're looking for. We're looking for 8A contracts. I'm keeping it very general because I want you to see how this information is generated. And you could always pull a report like this on your own and just pull a full 8A report and look for your NAICS codes, the codes that you're using for your business currently if you are already doing government contracting or federal contracting. You could also look for descriptions of the types of products or services that you offer. And then you could highlight on the spreadsheet the areas you want to look at. But let's continue. So I decided I wanted to do 2018. Next, I'm going to choose type of award. The type of award would be contracts. I will choose contracts. And then I don't need the agency. I don't need the location. I don't need the recipient. I don't need the type. But those are all things that you could do if you were playing with this report. I don't need the amount. I don't need any of these that I just passed, because guess what? I'm going to get that information anyway in the report, because I always ask for everything. CFDA, you don't need any of that. Naics code, what if I were looking for a specific type of product or service? Then I would put in, here's an example right in here, 336411, and then I would hit, I'm going to do it just so you can see, 411, and it's going to give me what that is. That's aircraft manufacturing. So I would choose that, and then it would be in this space right here. However, I will delete that because I'm not looking for just aircraft manufacturing. I'm looking for a broad scope of 8A companies. Now, some of you don't know what product service codes are, but they're very important. Nobody ever teaches you about that. Maybe once or twice I've heard somebody say they know what it is, but I teach a lot about product service codes because they're very important. They can get down to the nitty-gritty of what you should be looking for when you're searching for opportunities. Product service codes describe exactly what the product or service is, and it is much more precise than an Naics code or a Naics code, as most of you call it. So we're not doing that today because we're looking for all 8A companies, but if you were doing that for the type of product or service that you want to offer when you become an 8A certified company or say 8A certified firm, that's what you would do. When I tell you to do your homework, I would tell you if you're an aircraft mechanic, put in your aircraft mechanic codes, put in your aircraft mechanic product service codes, and Naics codes. So Naics codes are from a higher level. Product service codes get you right down to the nitty-gritty of what it is you're offering. Okay? Type of contract pricing, you don't need to do that just because it's going to give you that anyway. Now, here's where we want to be. I said I want to do all 8A activity. Okay, so here's what I'm going to do. Here's where all of the set-asides are. I'm looking for set-asides that are considered 8A. They're all right here at the top. 8A sole source, 8A with hub zone, 8A competed. Okay, 8A competed means that it's presented as an opportunity where all 8As from the same industry or even outside of the industry will compete. So it's not awarded based on the fact that they're working with the SBA. There's actually a competition for it. And still, you're not going to have much competition because a lot of 8As don't understand what they're supposed to be doing. They're not bidding enough. They're not bidding as often as they should be bidding. Okay, so this is all I'm looking for is the type of set-aside. Extent competed, I'm going to get that anyway, so I don't need to do that. But we'll just click on it so you can see. Is it under SAP? SAP would be simple acquisition procedure. That would be, you've heard of people talking about simplified acquisitions. It's a type of purchase, meaning anything under $150,000 can be purchased under the SAP program, which is simplified acquisition. And it means it's usually a quick deal. It's not a deal that has to go through a long drawn-out process. It's under $150,000, and they can do it very quickly. They can post it out there on FBO.gov or FedConnect or something like that, but it's going to usually happen at a fast pace. DLA, which is Defense Logistics, they use SAP a lot. They use a lot of simplified acquisitions. All of the other types of awards that are put out there usually go through a longer process. It could take up to 90 days to post something because a lot of the agencies start with a pre-solicitation. So you have pre-solicitation, they give you about 30 days to realize that it's out there. Another maybe 30 or 45 days to actually post the real solicitation. And then it could be another 30 days, maybe even 2 weeks to 30 to 40 days before they make a decision on it. Okay? So when they're doing simplified acquisitions, it doesn't take that long. They can get it done usually within 30 to 45 days, maybe even sooner. But they have a reason why, and that's by regulation. But we don't need to actually check on that because we want to see all types of extents, that are all types of competed extents. We don't need to see just one. Okay? So I have the information that I want. Mine was very simple. I want to know all the 8A activity for the year of 2018 under contracts. And then I'm just going to hit submit. And we'll see what I get. Okay, I'm getting very close to the number that when I ran the report for 2018, and I just showed you on the slide, it was very similar to this, but it's been a few days, so it looks a little bit different. Okay, so let me just explain this report to you before I do a download. I could click this button right over here and download all of these opportunities, all of these awards, but I'm going to show you how to do that in just a second. First, before I do that, I want to show you what this report shows. This is the award ID column. This is the award number, the ID number that is utilized by the agency that actually awarded the contract. Okay? This is the recipient name. This is the name of the company that won the contract. This is the start date of the contract when it was won, or when it was awarded, I should say. When it was awarded, you had to put a start date on it. And even though this is a 2018 report, the reason some of these dates look a little bit old is because this could be an ongoing contract. So maybe they were originally awarded the contract in 2011, but they are still in this contract. It's active right now. And as you can see, this 2011 contract, the end date is 1/31/18. So this is over, but it's still part of fiscal year 2018 because it started back in 2011. So every year that they were involved in that contract is going to be reported under that fiscal year. But look at how much this contract was for. It was for $398,000. That's a nice size award. And, you know, you could dig into it a little bit more by clicking on this link, but I won't do that yet. I just want to walk through what the information is on the actual page so that you can see what and know what you're looking at. So if I go over just a little bit more so you can see the rest of the report, I want you to see the agencies that are actually working with some of the businesses. This is how you can immediately, if you wanted to do a quick review, you could download this as an Excel spreadsheet and then you could check out everything very easily. But the awarding agencies are going to be over here. So you have the recipient, the company, the 8A firm that won, and this is the awarding agency, which is the information you need, by the way. When I tell you that I want you to do your research and do your homework, this is what I want you to look at, not just the dollar amount. But as you can see, a lot of these companies have won some pretty decent contracts. But if you wanted to know this real picture and really dig into this, look at their codes and things like that, you should go ahead and download this report. But I just want you to know, if you wanted to take a quick overview, you could easily do that on this summary page. Okay, it tells you if it's a purchase order, if it's a definitive contract. This is the contract type. But you can see that. Now, when you download the report, and you guys should know this by now because I'm constantly talking about researching and running reports. But if you were to run this report, you're going to get a lot more information than what you see here. And I also teach you how to clean it up. Now, for the record, I need to probably post how to clean it up a little bit more. I know I've posted in some of my other videos, but I have a method for cleaning up very quickly so that you can read these reports on a regular piece of paper when you print it out. You won't need to print out all of it. Just look at your own codes. If you want to go into the 8A program, look at your own codes, your own NAICS codes, your own keyword descriptions. You could do that and figure out, okay, if I'm going to get into the 8A program, this is really the products or service or the area I should be in. And so at least you're learning before you get in who is buying from you, which agencies may be interested. Now, when you get into the 8A program, you can actually do work or get contracts in other areas too, but your primary area, you should know whether or not there is any activity for you before you go into your 8A program. And if you already applying for 8A, just go ahead and run some reports and do your homework anyway. Be ahead of the game, and it'll help you with your business plan that you have to do. I already talked about how when you get in the program, they're going to expect you to do a business plan. So this research will help you to do an intelligent business plan. So let's go ahead and download this. I want you to see what it looks like. So you click on the download button. You see everything that I asked for is right here. I asked for fiscal year 2018. I asked for contracts. I asked for 8A sole source, 8A hub zone, and 8A competed. Those were all the 8A categories that were under set aside. And I want my report to be 8A only. So I'm going to click on award. That's what I want. I want all of the awards. And what do I want? I want everything. And the reason I want everything right now is because I'm doing research. I need to see key descriptions. I need to see dollar amounts. I need to see product service codes. I need to see who my competitors are. I need to see everything. I need to see the type of, we know it was an 8A set aside, but I want to know, are there women connected to these set asides? Are there veterans connected to the set asides? You need to look at the patterns. I want to know specifically who the awarding agencies are. And I want to know how much these awarding agencies are spending with 8A companies. Okay, so the report is ready. I would click on the report, the OK button, and it's going to open it up for me. And voila, here are the prime awards. You don't need to do the sub awards. Usually there's nothing in there anyway. I don't even know why for small businesses they put that in there because small businesses don't often have subcontracts listed in here because if you're a small business, we don't have to do that. Remember, small businesses are under anything under $40 million according to the government, specifically $36.5 million unless you are a manufacturing company. You're a manufacturing company, you could be well over $40 million. You can have more than 500 employees too and be considered still a small business. So we want to see the prime contracts. Now, I'm not going to clean this up for you today, not right now, but I will give you the instructions to it so that you can clean up your reports, make them readable and usable, and you look for the categories that belong to you. Everything else you can discard, or you can hide it in the spreadsheet so that maybe you might consider doing other types of businesses or services. But you know me, I believe in doing homework first. It's almost like part of your plan. Okay, so all of those contracts we saw on that summary screen, here they are. And as you can see, when you open up the report, what's going on. Now, does this look like a mess? Of course it does. I can help you clean it up. As a matter of fact, I think that I should probably do a short video on how to clean up a report because it does look overwhelming. But if this is all I can get you to do, I would say do it. This is the most important thing. So I feel as though I need to be responsible for cleaning up a report showing you how to do that. And I will make that part of one of our series. And I'll do it with the 8A because this is an easier report to work with. They all come out like this unless you're doing it for your specific NAICS codes. So if you wanted to, you could actually do the report just for your specific Naics codes, and you don't maybe know your PSC codes. Most of you don't even know what that is until I start talking to you about it. But if you know what they are, then you can run a report on your Naics codes one at a time. Do not try to combine a bunch of Naics codes. Do one at a time. Then you'll find the PSC codes. And then you're starting to narrow things down to see where the money is. Okay? I realize that this is very easy for me. I do this all the time. I've been doing it for years. But all you have to do it is at least 2 or 3 times to do your homework. And you'll know what's going on. Okay? And with that said, that's it. I just wanted to show you how much money is being made when you get your 8A certification. You can look forward to something like that. hopefully you will be making double-digit millions if you decide to get your 8A, and I will be here to support you and encourage you, because this 8A program, if you work it right, it'll work well.